Verde Valley Television's Senior Living Program. We're glad you chose to join us today, and we've got a pretty exciting show in store for you again today. We've been very lucky to have some very interesting, informative guests to help improve the quality of our lives and help us take advantage of all of the resources that are available here in the Verde Valley. One of the guests that we have today, we're going to have some musical entertainment. We're going to get a little bit of activity out at the city of Cottonwood Park, and we are going to talk to a couple of people about some really exciting events that are going on in the Verde Valley. Our first guest is someone that is going to help us understand some of the resources that are available for those of us that may not be able to handle everything ourselves, and there's a lot of things that sometimes we need to think about that. Kent Ellsworth, Executive Director with Verde Valley Caregivers Coalition, is here to talk to us today a little bit about what is available through Verde Valley Caregivers. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Pam. It's my pleasure to be here.
Tell us, first of all, very initially, what is the what's the objective of Verde Valley Caregivers?
The basic objective is to provide community-based supportive services, informal supportive services, by employing a great deal of volunteers who are well-trained and dispatched to those who need help to make sure they have those supportive services that will enable them to stay in their own homes as long as possible. So they don't have to quickly move to an assisted living facility or other type of senior care facility when they really choose to stay in their own home. They really want to. So we can provide those extra supportive services, and it includes things like transportation. We have volunteers who will give people rides to the grocery store, help them shop in the grocery store, go through the aisles with them, help them put everything in the cart and even bring it back home and put it away. And get people to their medical appointments, their tests, get them to the hospital when they need to go, and bring them back home from the hospital. Make sure that they get the fresh food for their refrigerator when they get home from the hospital. And friendly visitation is such an important thing. So many of the people that we serve throughout the Verde Valley region are isolated. Their family members are far and wide across the country, and they're here by themselves. And so friendly visitation, grocery shopping, transportation, and our guardian angel personal security alert system, and much more. And all of that we provide without charge to people who need our help.
It's very important when you've got family that is spread throughout the country, which happens quite a bit here. It seems like a lot of us are transplants from other parts of the country, and we come here because of the beautiful weather and gorgeous scenery and that type of thing, but we do get a little bit more extended than maybe we want to be. I know, as obviously a child and a parent, I would hope that these resources were available to not only my parents, but to me. My kids, I'm sure, would be much more comfortable if they knew that there was something available like that. Specifically beyond transportation, and one thing that you mentioned that was interesting to me was the fact that there is some just in-home visitation. So some of your volunteers would come in and just keep somebody company for a while?
Yes, that's right, exactly, Pam. Friendly visitation, just listening to their life stories and being there at least once a week or perhaps even more often. And also friendly phone calls just to check in on people who need that extra support. It makes such a big difference in people's lives. Yeah,
sometimes the communication isn't always, there's not as much of it as they would like to have, so that's really helpful. What's the service area particularly? Does your organization serve the entire Verde Valley?
Yes, the entire Verde Valley and Sedona region, the entire Verde Valley. And we've been doing this since 1993. And we started out with just about 80 individuals that we helped And we called them our neighbors, 80 neighbors we helped, and we had about 50 volunteers. Now, in 2011, we had 280 volunteers and 1,500 people that we helped.
I'd say you've grown a little bit. What do you think?
That's right.
It just indicates not only the need for this type of service, but the huge hearts of those people that are willing to provide this type of service. That's excellent.
That's right. Correct. Absolutely. Volunteers are really the life of the community, and they make such a huge difference for people who have these needs. And you know, I'd like to say something about what we can expect in the near future too.
Please do.
You know, in this area, well, at least the U.S. Census Bureau states that in Yavapai County, the percentage of individuals 65 and older is about 24 to 25%. Now, statewide, it's about 13%, 65 and older. So that means as this area of Yavapai County, we're growing older faster. And we can expect the number of people who are 80 years of age and older to grow by 250% over the next 9 years. That's right, over the next 9 years. So that 1,500 people that we're helping today will turn into 3,000 plus people in 9 years. So we're going to need lots more volunteers. And I would really encourage anyone who's interested in helping out to learn more about us. Give us a call, see how you can make a difference.
One of the things that I can see is building the best foundation that you possibly can build at this point. Those numbers are staggering. They truly are. It is the number that we're hearing anytime anyone comes in and talks about our population. It's definitely something that we have got to be prepared for, because that kind of growth could be, it could be a little bit devastating by the time we reach those numbers if we're not preparing for it at this point.
That's right.
So being able to encourage people to volunteer. We do talk on senior living quite often about the very, very positive benefits of volunteering, not only for the organization or the group of people that you're volunteering for, but for us individually. It's a huge benefit.
It is, absolutely. And the other thing I want to mention too, I want people who are hearing this, if they know someone who needs our help, who could use our help, someone who perhaps really shouldn't be taking the risk of driving on their own or having a struggle in any way, just give us a call. I mean, one of the reasons why this works so well, Pam, is the fact that we don't charge for our services, so it's an open phone call. We approach every phone call with unconditional regard. We want to listen to the people who need help. We'll send a great volunteer out to visit with them in their home. We'll find out what those needs are. We'll be able to provide some support, and they may need extra services outside of what we can do as well. But let's try to get things done. Let's try to make it really right for them to stay in their own home.
So you can assess if you are not able to help them in certain areas and refer them to where they may need to
That's correct.
Get assistance. Mr. Ellsworth, thank you so much for being our guest on Senior Living. We really appreciate you taking the time. We appreciate you providing this information for all of our viewers. We want to thank you again for joining us, encourage you to take advantage of the resources that are available, and we want you to come back right after this break. Stay tuned.
The Vaughn Law Offices in Cottonwood have been serving the legal needs of Northern Arizona since it was established in the year 2000. With experience in legal matters from criminal and civil courtroom litigation to corporate and personal, the attorneys and staff use their core values to support their clients through any legal situation. Visit online at vaughn-law.com to learn more about the Vaughn Law Offices, a proud supporter of the Verde Valley community.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
Just as promised, we're right back. We've got a lot more information. Next, we are going to talk about something that's very near and dear to all of our hearts, and that is the Arizona Centennial and how the Verde Valley has got so many great events that are aligned with that. February 14th is Arizona's 100th birthday, and we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of projects that have actually been their centennial selected, and we are a very big part of the Arizona Centennial. Just little things like this Saturday night, Arizona historian Marshall Trimble is going to be in town. There's a lot of exciting events that have been planned throughout the community. We are very fortunate to have with us Kyla Allen, and she is with the city of Cottonwood. One of the hats that she wears, but she is with the city of Cottonwood. Start us off. There's a whole list of things.
Oh, and we're starting off right away too. This coming weekend, we're going to be having Saturday at 3 o'clock is the city of Cottonwood's putting the centennial birthday event early because there's so many more things going on. We really want everybody to be able to hit all the communities.
Right.
So we're doing our birthday party at 3 o'clock at the Civic Center, which is in Old Town Cottonwood, and that will allow a lot of people to attend. We're going to have a birthday cake, we'll have some speakers, and that gets people into town. Come on, sing happy birthday to the state. We'll have some historic booths around so you can get some information. We have a book published recently, and I've got a terrible faux pas. I can't remember the young lady that wrote it. She'll have her book there available to sign and be able to sell it, and it's just strictly on Cottonwood, so that's pretty cool. And then in the evening, we have something called the Bootleggers Crawl. Now, we had the Bootleggers Ball, and that was canceled.
Okay. I thought it was the same thing.
It wasn't.
Okay.
The city of Cottonwood actually picked that up when the other agency could no longer do it. And we got business owners throughout the old town of Cottonwood that if you come dressed in a costume that evening, you'll get 10% off your drinks, 10% off wine tastings, glass purchases. So you just come into Old Town, and at the same time, you can go see Marshall Trimble that evening at 7 o'clock. So that's another reason we put it at that time.
That works out perfectly.
It does. It works out perfect.
There's several entertainers appearing with Marshall Trimble, I understand.
There's others coming up after Marshall Trimble. I know Marshall Trimble will be here. Then the following week, I believe, it will be Wyatt Earp's great-great-grandson, so which has really got some neat history there. I've got my tickets to go see that. After that, it will be Dolan Ellis, who's the state balladeer. So we're really lucky here in Cottonwood to have these historic individuals come into our community. We're really jazzed.
I know that I've been seeing these wonderful little bells throughout these are available. These are the City of Cottonwood celebrating the Arizona Centennial 1912 to 2012 in red, white, and blue. And these are available where, Kyla?
At Cottonwood City Hall and at the Recreation Center. And these are specifically to celebrate. It's a statewide event, which is pretty neat that somebody actually put this together on the 14th, which is 2/14, February 14th, at 2:14 in the afternoon. Everybody step outside and ring a bell. It can be a little bell, it can be a big bell. If you don't have a bell, listen, because you're going to have bells ringing all over the valley, here in Phoenix, in Tucson. Everybody's going to be doing it at the same time. So it really is going to be a neat historic event. We made these just so people will have that bell. It's amazing how well they've sold. I've just been flabbergasted at the number of people that have come in. You know, teachers and things want to get them for the classrooms, and I have to keep ordering more and getting more made up. But it's wonderful that we have that many people interested in participating.
I mentioned to you I was in Camp Verde. The school kids in Camp Verde are going to be parading Main Main Street, and they've invited all of the businesses on Main Street to be sure they're standing outside ringing their bells when the kids come through, ringing theirs. I know that the Sedona Heritage Museum is sponsoring bell ringing in that area. And then, of course, Clarkdale's having a pretty huge celebration.
They are. And Clemenceau Museum, our local museum, is also celebrating that. They've got their bell ring. And if you go into Clemenceau Heritage Museum, they have a really neat centennial display up of clothing through the last 100 years and furniture and phones. And think of the phones that have changed from the hold it to listen to your ear to the cell phones that we have nowadays. They just have some really neat displays in there.
What was that on Andy Griffith? Sarah, can you get me Barney?
Yeah, exactly.
I think they've come a little ways from that.
Quite a bit.
So the Heritage Museum is doing that. That's a little bit longer event than just the one day.
Right. It's going more than just the 14th. You could go there today and see it.
Okay.
So it's there for quite a while, but don't miss it because it really is neat. And Mary Liggett and some of her volunteers put that together, did a marvelous job. I just got down this last weekend and saw it.
Oh. So what else do you think will be, are there any surprises left for us with the Centennial?
You know, I don't know if we have any surprises here in Cottonwood. We've got it, let me just give you an idea. I got a poster for the Bootleggers event, but...
And I think we've just had that on the screen a few moments ago, so everybody's got a chance to see that.
It is on the 3rd, not the 4th. This poster was incorrect, and I apologize. Hopefully he gave you an updated poster. It's the 3rd of February.
Okay, the 3rd of February for the bootleg.
Let me make sure. 3 p.m. Ooh, I'm going to mix you up totally.
Okay.
3 p.m. on the 4th.
3 p.m. on the 4th of February. Okay.
Correct. My apologies.
So that's okay. That's okay. We'll get this right. And again, that is in Old Town.
In Old Town Cottonwood. We've got a lot going on there in Old Town.
Okay.
As we go through the year, we've got all of the regular Cottonwood events are being remastered to represent the Centennial. Like we have an old-fashioned Easter egg hunt come April.
Oh.
There's going to be a copper egg out there for some lucky child to find, and it'll have something really cool in it. The Brian Mickelson Marathon is going to be, it's our annual event, and it'll be Centennial themed. And we'll be doing that all the way through the year through July 4th when we'll do our fireworks, and that'll be a historic fireworks show.
That's very exciting. And what we've got, I believe the Birding and Nature Festival is also
coming up this month.
Right. That's,
excuse me.
That's a Centennial
themed, exactly.
That's very, very good. What do we need to know about, you've told us in Old Town, the bell ringing is going to happen all over the city. It's going to happen in Clarkdale, Jerome, all of Arizona for the most part.
It is. It's pretty neat.
I even noticed the state parks, Tuzigoot, Montezuma as well, some of the areas over in Beaver Creek, they've all got commemorations planned for the Centennial.
They do. Everybody is. It's wonderful to see that patriotism where people are really enthusiastic about it.
I know. It's been very, very exciting. When we had the Centennial folks in not too long ago, we were talking about the Best Fest in Prescott,
which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's been really, really exciting. Do keep up on all of the opportunities that are available to celebrate Arizona's birthday. You don't have to go to Phoenix to do it. We've got plenty going on right here, and you'll be able to enjoy it. Kyla, we're going to take a short break. Kyla's going to switch hats while we're at break, and we are going to come back and we are going to talk about another terrific organization and a brand new store to shop at here in town. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start closer to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled into the back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Senior Living, and thanks for joining us again. You know, a few weeks ago on Senior Living, we were very lucky to have a couple of special guests in the shape of furry guests. We had a dog and a cat from the Adopt for Life Center for Animals here in Cottonwood. At the time, Kyla actually joined us then, and in her position as board president of the board, she introduced this to our furry little friends. We've had some changes, all for the good. We enjoyed Sierra Neblina's time here with us at the shelter, and we have been very fortunate to have Gary DiGeronimo be named the new executive director, and he's just going to take it even further than Sierra did, so we're very happy to hear that.
He will. He'll move us to that next level, and you've pronounced his name right. I can never get it right. DiGeronimo.
DiGeronimo.
And he's an awesome individual. He really is.
I spoke with him on the phone very briefly. Good. I think it seems like he's going to be marvelous. Seems like the transition's going to be fairly seamless. That's always a good thing. And when you were here last, we did talk a little bit about the exciting new thrift shop.
Absolutely.
So, and it is open for business.
Yes, it is. It opened a little over a month ago, but we've got a big thing coming up, and that's coming up the 3rd. Is that the 3rd coming up? Friday the 3rd coming up. At 11 a.m. will be the ribbon cutting open house, grand opening, big blast, and she's actually going to have the grand opening go over the entire weekend, but the big part is on Friday. That's when we do the ribbon cutting. She's going to have cake. Linda Nuss is the manager there. We're going to be giving away cake and having door prizes and drawings every half hour to hour, and then she's got one really screamingly big door prize that I haven't yet seen, but she says, a raffle prize that she says is awesome, so I haven't seen it yet and I want to.
So there are some surprises in store.
There are some surprises in store. If you haven't been down to the store yet, come down. If not, do come down during the grand opening. So it starts at 11 on Friday, and then on Saturday the store opens at 10, and they're actually going to have some musicians come by probably about 1 to 2 o'clock and do some music. It's 3 musicians, so that'll be a lot of fun as well.
Remind everybody where the store is, because they think that's important to know. You can go down and take advantage of the shopping, enjoy the entertainment, and where's it located?
And it's at 791 North Main Street in Cottonwood. It's on the curve. It's the old recreation center, if you're familiar with Cottonwood, and if you're not, 791 North Main.
So you're right there in Old Town. You can really take advantage. I think the weather's going to be pretty beautiful this weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They can take advantage. What changes? I remember the original Goodbye Shop. And now the name of the store is the Pa Boutique.
The Pa Boutique, and we have to put thrift store on there because some of our male patrons don't want to go to a boutique, but they will go to a thrift store.
They will go to a thrift store. You're right. Surplus store.
It was too funny. It was funny.
Well, what any major changes to the store and what the?
If you go inside the store, it's just gorgeous. Linda's done such a good job. I mean, we've got almost everything you can think of in there. But when you first go in the store, they have the pretty jewelry, glass cabinets and things. But you go to your left, it's called the tea room, and in the tea room there are old furniture, plates, dishes, framed photos. It looks like an old tea room back from the 1920s. Everything's for sale except for, I think there's 1 or 2 items that are for display. Just such a neat little, you walk in there and you go, I have to buy something. You know, I have to buy something from this little room. It is so neat.
I love that. It's exciting to me when I see you've been in a few stores sometimes where they have rooms that are themed to certain eras or types of items. It's kind of fun to shop that way, just because you get into the excitement of the moment.
It
so
does, and
kind
it
of fun.
gets your ideas going. What do I really want to do at my place? Oh, this would be beautiful. Oh, I want to do that with my room. And then you go home and you do your redecorating.
There you go. Two things. The Paw Boutique and Thrift Shop benefits the Adopt for Life Center for Animals. All of the sales, when you donate your items to be sold there, it does go straight to the shelter, to the Center for Animals.
Straight to the shelter. I mean, you pays we pay the salaries of the individuals there, but all the profits, everything goes straight to benefiting the animals. It's not going to anybody's pocket. It's not paying my salary or anybody's salary. I don't get paid. It's going to benefit those animals.
And we thank you for all the work that you do.
Yes.
And then the grand opening this coming weekend, the raffle, also benefits the center?
Everything.
Okay, and is there a special project that is being worked on that
there is a
you
special
can talk about,
project we want to get going. We haven't done it yet. There's two, and actually Gary DiGeronimo is really working hard. He's trying to get an education center in, and that will be, it'll be like a mobile home, but a little more business office-like, to get kids in there educated about animals, educated about even the wildlife in the area, what you can and can't do. I mean, if you can get kids knowing in advance, you know, spaying and neutering your puppy makes an easier life on them, makes them more adaptable, and also for you, 99.9% of the those kind of things. If you can get a child to know early the responsibilities of an animal, they're less likely to get one if they're not ready for it, and they're more likely to take care of it properly if they are.
That is going to be an awesome challenge to be able to put that together.
It will.
Also, again, the need for volunteers to assist with whether it's the beginning of the fundraising, implementing a program like that, helping carry it out. I do want to take the opportunity really briefly to make first mention of Petapalooza coming up March 31st.
Yes.
All of the animal organizations in the Verde Valley will be participating, as well as many from the Prescott area. It'll be in Camp Verde, and the Adopt for Life Center is very much a part of that.
Absolutely.
And we're very excited to bring Petapalooza back to the Verde Valley.
Oh, it's so nice.
And it is an adoption event, but it is also a responsible pet ownership event. So we really want to make sure that our kids are growing up with the right attitudes toward their animals. How's the shelter? How's the situation over there? Are we very populated, or is it?
We're about middle ground right now. Last time I spoke to you, we had about 100 cats.
That's correct.
And fortunately, we got all those kitties adopted, you know, with the exception of one or two, I'm sure. They've just done a really outstanding job of getting the animals in, getting spayed and neutered, and getting them back to a good home. We can always use funding and donations to operate the shelter, of course, because that's probably our biggest struggle, as every private shelter does. But the animals are doing great. We've got a great crew down there that are taking this change in the and kind of the hierarchy. They're taking it really well. They're just excited by it, like they are everything else. It's really neat.
I think that I've seen people that are involved with the animal shelters. Again, I'm going to say it one more time, with volunteering in general and helping benefit an organization such as that. They have the right set of mind frame. They have the right attitude to deal with things like that, and know that sometimes things have to change to get better. Sometimes they have to change just because they have to change. So it's really exciting to see the team from the center be
very
so well adjusted. Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to poke one thing in there real quick if we've got time. One of the neat things about getting the volunteers is if you're not a dog person, we're not going to put you in to mess with the dogs. If you want to just play with cats to help them get socialized, that's what we'll have you do. If you want to just do paperwork and you want to help with the animals, but you just don't want to be hands-on, we'll get you to do paperwork and filing. There's so many things you can do. And if you have that desire to walk a dog in the morning, we've got dogs that can be walked. Or there's so many different things you can do at the shelter. Most people think, oh, I've got to handle the animals if I'm going to volunteer. Not so. Come on down. We'll find a niche for you.
That's so important, even as we've talked to other organizations that have volunteer needs. if you are not, sometimes there's a situation that it's just absolutely not the right fit.
Right.
But in your case, there are so many different ways to help out. I don't think anybody could deny the fact that there's something that they can all do to benefit and make life a little bit better for all of the animals. Kyla, you have been just wonderful today. I appreciate you being able to switch hats so effectively and efficiently.
It was great fun.
And we are looking forward to, I'm going to back up a little bit, we're looking forward to the centennial, and we're looking forward to the opening of the Pa Boutique. I'm very excited.
Wonderful.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. I want you to stick around. We are going to take a short break, and then we're going to get out there and do a little activity out at the park. So come back and join us. We'll be right back.
The Vaughn Law Offices in Cottonwood have been serving the legal needs of northern Arizona since it was established in the year 2000. With experience in legal matters from criminal and civil courtroom litigation to corporate and personal, the attorneys and staff use their core values to support their clients through any legal situation. Visit online at vaughn-law.com to learn more about the Vaughn Law Offices, a proud supporter of the Verde Valley community.
For over 46 years, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic has provided a pathway to hope and recovery for area residents. With a full array of behavioral health services for children and adults, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic's caring professionals help families and individuals facing the challenges of addiction, family dysfunction, even serious mental illness. Located at 8 East Cottonwood Street in Cottonwood and with offices in Camp Verde and Sedona, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic has helped thousands with support, treatment, hope, and compassion.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
It's a beautiful day in the Verde Valley, and we're here at Riverfront Park to enjoy some fun in the sunshine. I have to admit that I was more than a little surprised at the popularity, and although it is new here in Cottonwood, the longevity of disc golf. Who knew? We were very fortunate here in the Verde Valley to be able to put in a park right here at Riverfront Park. It was the early 60s, some say even earlier than that, in the 40s and 50s, when kids were throwing frisbees at targets. But in 1965, George Sedenfeld began his college career and was working as a recreation counselor. He put together a game for his kids to play. He wanted then to introduce the adults to the game of disc golf, so he got Whammo, the toy manufacturer, to provide some frisbees and some hula hoops that they used as to throw, and the hoops as targets, and he introduced the game. It wasn't until early 1970 when Steady Ed Hedrick, who was with Whammo, introduced the first course, professionally designed course in California. He's also credited with designing the first more professional disc to be thrown, and he was instrumental in starting the International Frisbee Association as well as the Professional Disc Golf Association. When the city of Cottonwood started talking about installing a disc golf course, lo and behold, we found out that we had some pretty good disc golfers right here in the Verde Valley. When the design was completed and the city of Cottonwood finished the park, it was initially a 9-hole park. It's grown and expanded, and we have some of the best disc golfers from all over the country. We're very fortunate today. We have professional, and the most recent winner, he and his team won the Southwest Invitational Golf Tournament in Balboa Park, California. And we're very happy to be here with Mike Downs.
Thank you, Pam,
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
I know you've been playing disc golf for quite a while, since you were about 15 or 16 years old. Tell us how you got started.
Well, I got started with a couple of friends. I grew up in an area in Newark, Delaware, where there was a lot of disc golf activity actually in the mid-Atlantic area, and so it was abundant. You know, there were disc golf courses everywhere. So it was just a way for me and some friends to get out and enjoy the outdoors. And then I got involved with the local league and some professionals in the area, and they kind of instructed me on how to play a little bit better, and I've been playing tournaments ever since.
You've been in Arizona how long now?
Almost 10 years.
Here in the Verde Valley?
Well, I spent most of my time up in Flagstaff for about 8 years, and I've been down here for about a year and a half now.
That sounds excellent. I noticed that the course was originally designed as a 9-hole course. Can you tell us a little bit about the objective of the course design? Can you tell us what the thinking was, what the process was?
Absolutely, yeah. We wanted to incorporate the very rich riparian habitat that's here at Riverfront Park. It's very different than any other course that's here in Arizona, so we feel like we have a very unique challenge for a lot of the players. We really tried to incorporate the cottonwood trees in the area and you know, the challenges that are presented by being close to a riverbed. You know, fertile area, lots of, you know, native plants and trees to kind of find our way around, and yeah, we feel like we've made a very nice 18-hole course, a challenge for people now.
Yes, and it expanded to 18 holes about how long ago?
Oh gosh, about 9 or 10 months ago.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I've talked to quite a few people since I discovered disc golf, people that come and play pretty consistently. What kinds of specific challenges, you talked about the riparian effects that you can deal with here, what specific challenges are out there on that course?
Trees.
Ah.
Lots and lots of trees, yeah, that's our main obstacle right now. Of course, when we get some breeze in the air too, that always poses a bit of a challenge also.
I'm sure it does. I noticed that there are rules, very similarly, they're patterned after regular golf.
They are.
But I did notice one thing, there on some courses there are penalties if the disc lands in the trees?
Correct.
All right.
Yes, correct. If the disc lands above 2 meters in any tree or bush, that is considered an out-of-bounds penalty, and the player must receive a 1-stroke penalty and then play from there.
Wow. Pretty incredible. Speaking of discs, I know there are several different kinds. There's just like the putters, drivers, mid-range. You want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I brought a few here with me so I can show you kind of the differences here. We, just like golf, have drivers, we have wedges, sort of, so to speak, and we have putters also. So it's, you know, the drivers obviously are designed to go a little bit further, a little less accurate. So they are a lot more aerodynamic, sharper around the edges, and they'll go a lot faster. Our wedges, quote unquote, are mid-range discs, a little bit more beveled around the edge, a little bit more controllable so that we can find our way closer to the basket when we're a little bit closer distance to it. And then we have our putters, which are completely rounded around the edges here. And they are meant to go more up and down and a lot more controlled, speed and accuracy. So this is what we throw in the basket, hopefully.
Hopefully. That would be a challenge for me. Okay, you want to get started playing disc golf. First of all, especially on a day like today, how could you pass up the opportunity to be out here and play? How do you get started? Are there starter kits of discs? Where do you go? There
are. Actually, here in Cottonwood, there's a couple of places you can find frisbees or discs. Big Five actually just opened up, and they're now selling discs. There's a couple other places. Suzy Q has a couple of starter packages with a mid-range, a driver, and a putter also. And always there's the online option. So we also run a league here on Tuesdays, which we supplied this for a lot of the players, and those are our prizes that we give out. So you can buy this from me also.
Okay, got it. So say that Tuesday afternoon, I believe?
Tuesday afternoon, we usually start around 3:30. Everyone's welcome, and it's just a handicap league.
Sounds like a lot of fun right here at Riverfront Park, just next to the hockey rink. Everybody knows where that is. So tell us what's coming up next for the course here. Do you have tournaments? What's the plan?
Yes, we do have some tournaments. Actually, we're planning our annual Cottonwood Fall Classic, which is usually in the middle of September. It is a PDGA sanctioned tournament, so we're very happy about that. And then from there, we're just going to really hope that we see some interest in disc golf pop up in the Verde Valley, and we'll see if we can get some new courses installed and move from there. I would like to mention that if anybody is interested in running a disc golf tournament in the Verde Valley, we can certainly be contacted and point you in the right direction if that's something you'd like to do, because we really would love to see the sport evolve from here.
Well, congratulations on the PDGA designation. I understand that's quite an accomplishment, and we're looking forward to that happening. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
And we are going to get the pleasure of watching a couple of players. We're going to see how they move and work and how this all works out. And then we're going to join you back in the studio.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Give me one reason to stay here, yes, and I'll turn my back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I'll turn my back around. I said I don't want to leave you lonely, you better make me change my mind. Baby, I've got your number, oh, and I know that you've got mine. Called too many times. You can call me, baby, you can call me anytime, but you've got to call me. Give me one reason to stay here, yes, and I'll turn my back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, and I'll turn my back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely, you better make me change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me, they might take away my life. I don't want no one to squeeze me, they might take away my life. I just want someone to hold me, oh, and rock me through the night. reason why I should stay. I said I told you that I loved you, and there ain't no more to say.
All right, all right. Welcome to Senior Living, and you don't even fit on this show, except that everybody loves to listen to Aces and Eights, Martin and Laurie Etcheverry, half of Aces and Eights. First of all, I do want to thank you both for being here, but I also want you immediately to introduce the rest of your band, even though they're not here with us today.
Well, we have Mark Francaro on the bass guitar. He's a resident of the Verde Valley and been a good friend of ours, a mechanic. And then we have Tim Myers, who's also been a long-time resident, on the drums. He's works out at the cement plant and a guy that's a lot of fun.
Been at many of your performances, and you all have a lot of fun when you're up on stage. It looks like a pretty good time. How long has Aces and Eights been around?
2006 we got started.
Here in the Verde Valley?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And I know that I have seen you a lot of different places here, but play the casino quite a bit. You did the Beer 30 in the Verde this last year. That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
That was, it did rain a little bit, but other than that, it was a great time. We were very, very pleased. Yavapai Broadcasting had you as part of the KKLD celebration, which was awesome. Tell us a few other things that have been on your calendar this last year, what you've been up to.
We got a chance to do Warrior Dash, which, if you're not familiar with it, I believe last year was the first year they did it in Arizona. And it's just this huge obstacle course. Anybody can enter. You go through mud, you climb cargo nets, you do all this crazy stuff. And we got an opportunity to perform for that. And over the 2 days, there was 30,000 people there. So that was probably one of the highlights of our year last year.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Big time. That was, I believe, wasn't it down in Queen Creek or Florence? Florence, yeah.
At the site where they do Country Thunder.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Which is around the corner too.
Yep.
But
yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Last year we played in Yuma.
That's right.
We play in Williams at the world famous Sultana on occasion. We play up there.
Yeah.
And just about any place that'll have us. Our favorite local places are the 1012 and the Old Sedona Bar and Grill, and of course the Cliff Castle Casino.
Right. I know you've got several appearances at the 1012 coming up over the next couple of months. Great place to go. It's kind of, I don't want to use the word intimate, but it's, your friends and family are there. It's pretty much a great place to go.
It's got a great atmosphere.
Right, right. And I think sounds pretty good in there. I think it's a perfect spot for you guys to be at. How did the four of you get together? Did you just start playing individually and then discover, how did you all get together?
Well, Laurie and I had played in bands for several years prior to Aces and Eights, and we had taken some years off, kind of just taking a little break from music, and we did some other things, moved to Hawaii and back.
Raised our 4 kids, that's what we did.
Got the kids out of diapers.
Woohoo!
And then one day we were just visiting with a friend of mine, Scott Core, who was a drummer, and we all wanted to do it just for fun, so we started jamming in the garage. And he knew Mark, and next thing you know, we're playing, and then Scott moved on. He's still drumming, but he's doing other things, and so we wound up with Tim in the band, and that's been for about 3 years now. That
I think Tim joined in 2009.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
He's it's a great group of guys, and let's take a short break and can you do another song?
Sure.
Let's roll.
me turn around and say that I can't tell you why. When we get crazy, just ain't right. Boy, I get lonely too. You don't have to worry, just hold on tight. 'Cause I love you. Every time I try to walk away, something makes me turn around and stay. And I can't tell you why. No, baby, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why.
For over 46 years, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic has provided a pathway to hope and recovery for area residents. With a full array of behavioral health services for children and adults, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic's caring professionals help families and individuals facing the challenges of addiction, family dysfunction, even serious mental illness. Located at 8 East Cottonwood Street in Cottonwood and with offices in Camp Verde and Sedona, the Verde Valley Guidance Clinic has helped thousands with support, treatment, hope, and compassion.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start close to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
Nothing's wrong as far as I can see. We make it harder than it has to be. And I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. No, no, baby, I can't tell you why.
Incredible. That was absolutely amazing. The guitar. Okay, it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed talking to you guys, but I could probably sit and listen for hours. So what's up next? Give me the dates for the next appearances at the 1012 Lounge.
It's actually this Saturday, February 4th, I believe.
There we go again. Lots going on in Cottonwood and Clarkdale all weekend long.
Yes.
So. And then about monthly, you're up there a couple more times, aren't you?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think we're there again in April. There's also some events coming up in Sedona in April. We just don't have a firm date yet. So I think as the weather warms up, we get busier.
I think that's probably the way it is.
Typically, I think this summer we'll be doing, hopefully, some of the concerts in the park in Clarkdale. We always have a good time with those.
Those are great.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah. You played once this last summer in Clarkdale. I think I remember that.
We did.
No?
We didn't. No, they do it. They try not to keep the same band, so they alternate.
Actually, I don't blame them. That's not bad. But okay, so this year we're on, right? Okay, it's your year. All right, we'll be there. We'll definitely be there. What else is, if you had to give us one goal that you had for this next year, what's Aces and Eights up to?
Oh boy.
We're in it for the fun. We changed it back when Laurie and I played years ago. We did it to supplement our income, and now we try to do it just for the fun. So we bring all the big toys and the lights and the smoke and try to just, we're really in it for the fun. So it's a whole different
it's a different perspective on it for sure.
Makes it probably a little more, when you know you don't have other objectives, it does keep it a lot more fun. And I will remind everyone that it shows during your performances. It is always just, it's fun for everybody. And being at different venues, great dance and music. You can get up and work off little week-long frustrations, and you can get a little bit of exercise on top of it, and just get out on the dance floor, or you can just sit and enjoy it. It's pretty interesting. The schedule is definitely on the website, acesin8s.org.
That's right.
All right, and then I've been seeing some posts on Facebook and following you guys, so make sure we keep up with all of that. Everything that's happening. What about, we missed Tim and Mark, wish they could have been here, but I really appreciate the fact that you guys came in, and we definitely want to, hopefully we'll get you back in here. Lots of stuff going on over the summer, and we'll see how that works out. I want to remind everyone to come back and join us, where we hope to continue to entertain and inform you. We want to thank you for watching Senior Living, and we want to listen to Aces and Eights a little bit more. So can we hear one more?
Sure.
All right.
Yes,
thanks for being here. Really enjoy it.